Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming out to the Love Movement Podcast. This is, y'all don't know, every week I get a different excitement, and I got excitement tonight about our guests. It's just like, man, have your way, do your thing, get it right. We just gonna have some fun. I'm trying to get this thing right. And a lot of people were talking to me last week about the concept and the theme. Well, what we try to do here is success stories. We try to talk about people that doing things, that went through struggles and challenges and stuff like that, and we try to, you know, expose people that are doing positive things, no matter if you was a drug dealer, a gangbanger, or whatever negative part of your life you were. You came through. You never gave up, and you fought through. And this young lady that we have tonight, as I can say, Dr. VaLarie Humphrey.
That's her name right this time.
That shakes me up because I remember when she was Coach Val.
Okay. Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? And then she became an educator and administrator to districts and put on different programs. And we're going to talk about her program she got coming up this weekend on the 16th from 10 to 1. At Addison Trail. So we'll talk about that later. But right now, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, the Red Door, Rhythm and Blues Cafe. Matter of fact, Rhythm and Blues having a fight.
Oh, the Tyson tomorrow?
Yeah, the Tyson. Who gonna win?
Tyson.
Tyson. Who he fighting? I don't know.
No, I forgot his name, but he's 26 years old.
26, you think Tyson gonna give some work?
For a fact. I was looking at that training, and little dude ain't ready. He's not ready.
Jake Paul, man. What is Jake Paul known for? YouTube. Okay, Jake,
you
finna get YouTubed.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Is he a fighter?
He's courageous.
That's right. He's supposed to get what? Is it 4 million? 40 million.
Oh, Jesus.
Jake Paul. And then Tyson, 20 million. That doesn't make sense to me.
I think I might get in the ring with him for that much.
He must be known if he finna get 40.
Well, they
to fight Tyson.
He's the underdog.
Tyson gonna hit him in the stomach.
He's gonna get a hurt for certain. So we already know he getting extra money for the hurting that Tyson finna put on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he gonna need it because the doctor's bills are high right now. Yeah, but anyway, Stacy's Cafe, great menu over there. Love the food, and we got Casa de Porras, one of the top cigar shops in the area, and they're finna expand. They're gonna do the old golf course across the street from Proviso East. He's finna blow that up to almost like a Top Golf type of thing. So we're gonna deal with that, and then we got the View, and they also having the fight too. So you got options about where you want to see the fight. I enjoy both spots all the time. Then we got Violet Shy. They want us to just say hi. Hi. And we got the Reliable Blue Note. My man, they always in there. They hanging in there. If you miss out on another spot, you can always go to the Blue Note. And then we got Chicago Chicken Shack. That boy, Trevor Black, he's doing his thing, and we really, really, really appreciate you. But at the end of the day, we got I consider one of the top educators. Last time she was on the show, she was Coach Val. She was the educator. She was the administrator. Now she's the doctor.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
She got to change her profile name now.
Yeah, well, you know how that goes. But she has a program coming up this weekend, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, there's a few hot topics I want to talk about. I don't know if you saw Channel 9 today. They talked about the Park District in Maywood and about them forfeiting $175,000 and basically what the mayor was talking about, what he was talking about before. But I'm surprised it made the news and it was on the segment all by itself.
Probably from the Love Movement.
So it was.
We got the word out.
We got the word out
worldwide.
So it was inclusive. It was kind of disturbing at the same time because I don't want to see my town go through those political, and then when it makes the news, that's a whole different story. So hopefully everything will work out with that. And then we got the first black mayor of Oklahoma.
Okay.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
After the where they burnt it down, there was a Black Wall Street and all of that, and he comes in and he sounds very promising. So I think that's something that we need to follow and make sure, that he gets the love that he needs, because politics is something strange, and we could tell by Kamala Harris. How did you feel about your sorority sister that didn't make it?
I had hope, but I live in reality.
Me too.
I don't think America was ready. But I think they were ready, but they weren't ready on the other hand.
They weren't ready for her.
Right.
And
black female.
My thing is that she was eliminated before she started.
Amen.
Because you gave her 3 months to introduce herself. She raised the money, but the people wasn't ready because of certain things that she supported. They wasn't ready for that. Putting tampons in the boys' bathrooms, and
right.
The first male to have his sex change in the penitentiary, she paid for it. And a lot of people looked at that real crazy. So instead of them voting, they didn't vote, and that was a vote for Trump. So it's going to be interesting. We got a clown. We're just going to be part of the circus for the next 4 years.
We'll live through 4 years.
Yeah, for the next 4 years. So we got to deal with that. But that was a couple things that I had. But anyway, as these young ladies here, the hottest goddess, she's on a different mission right now. She going and she's doing her thing.
All
and
over the place.
We have the money-minded Toya Capri that really solidified this program. And like I said earlier, we talking about success stories. We're not talking about nothing negative. We're not talking about who did what and he said, she said. That's, y'all can have that out there. We don't do that here. We talk about positive things. And we got one of the most positive people I know, VaLarie.
Yeah.
VaLarie. Dr. VaLarie Humphrey. But at the end of the day, Doc, you're in education. Education is very important. And it's a lot of things that are missing in education and a lot of things they're not emphasizing on. Tell us why you stuck with education and what is your main goals of trying to change the game?
I believe education stuck with me.
Okay.
Via my parents, because a lot of people don't know that I had a 0.923 after my first year in college. And I didn't graduate from Proviso West on time. I graduated out of summer school. So for me, when I flunked out, because I'll say they kicked me out, but I flunked out.
I got kicked out of kindergarten. That was so.
You started out early, Chris. What's up?
Yeah, that's the first step. That's it. That's the beginning. Okay. In the beginning.
Teacher hit me with a broom, and I didn't understand it because my mother and my daddy never hit me with a broom.
Right.
So I grabbed the broom.
So let's digress to what did you do to
You
get hit with the broom?
I guess I was talking too much.
I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, look, your voice makes you okay. Amen.
Hit with a broom?
No, you should have.
But
That's
anyway,
a bit extreme.
Amen.
Yeah,
So I had my second semester. I had a 1.448. So that's when I got released. I got invited to not return. That's my pretty way of saying I flunked out. But at that point, I thought I was out of school. I was going to get a job. I was cool because some of my friends had jobs, and my dad was like, "Find another school. It's a lot of them. Pick one." So I didn't get the opportunity to not continue because I would say my parents both saw something in me that I didn't see when I looked in the mirror. So they said, continue. So I ended up going to Luke Junior College, which is Harold Washington College. And I don't know why I picked that school coming from Bellwood.
On Lake Street?
Downtown? Yeah. Ask me why. I don't know. Because I had to take the bus, then the L, then walk 5 blocks. I was like, what? Don't know why I picked
Could have went to Triton. Could have went to Wright Junior College.
Okay.
Yeah.
A whole lot of my past before I got there. So at that point, I went to Luke Junior College and petitioned to get back into Western Illinois University. Then when I got in, I got myself together. But I realized that I wasn't valuing the experience that I was given an opportunity for. And what really happened was I thought I was winning, but I was winning at losing. and I didn't realize it. So I didn't realize that, like, I'm staying up all night kicking it in college, and the people across the hall from me who I was staying up kicking it with, enjoying my life, they were getting up going to class, but they weren't waking me up. Right. But those same.
You say they was enjoying your life. I caught that.
Right. Hello. And then it became like I didn't see a pattern because those were the same type of friends I had in high school. They were watching me fall, but they weren't helping me up. They just laughed when I fell. And I thought it was I thought it was funny. But graduation day at Proviso West, I was sitting in a car talking about people walking into graduation. Oh, I didn't know her mama was that fat. I didn't know her parents was that ugly. No, I didn't graduate. So I couldn't go in. But I didn't realize that I'm thinking I'm winning because I could talk about these people. So I didn't value education at all until I had to fight to get back into Western Illinois University. And when I began to fight, I realized it wasn't the curriculum that was holding me back. It was me. So then I began to value education, and I missed out on networking and all those things you can benefit from by being in college. So my mindset began to shift. And that's where, once I graduated in education, I began to fight for the underdog in education. That kid, I believe I was a crack baby. And a lot of people think that's drug. I fell through the cracks in the classroom because I wasn't a bad kid. I just didn't do the work.
I'm an underdog person too.
I fight for the underdog because you ain't watching me because I'm the underdog.
I just had Tristan Payton. He did a mural for Broadview right across from the Blue Note and the View. You should see it.
I cannot think of.
I'm cheering. I'm cheering for him, and because Broadview, Katrina Thompson, gave him an opportunity, he took advantage of it.
Yeah.
And as people drive down 17th,
that's all they're gonna see.
That's what they see, and they pull over. Here, take my card. I need here. Take my card.
Does she know Stuffy?
Take
that's Stuffy's son. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Stuffy's son.
I know the name.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm an underdog person too.
Right. So I began to fight for the underdog. So my first teaching experience was in Cabrini Green. Like, no windows when I went. I didn't know though. I didn't know I was teaching in Cabrini Green. I thought I was teaching up north. You couldn't tell me I was up north.
It's mid-north.
My friend, right, in the building, right across the street. Yes. My friends was talking about how, they were looking for a job. I have a job. I'll be up north.
Yeah.
Right. So the first day I'm driving and I'm like, okay. I said I made a wrong turn. Let me go in here and ask these people at this school which way I'm supposed to go, because ain't none got numbers on it. But my GPS, like, you are here. I'm like, I can't be here. Because I'm literally looking up into people's apartments with no windows. And I'm like, ain't no way. And lo and behold, I walked into school and I fell in love. Mosaic art is so many talented people in the projects that just either they don't get out or they get stuck.
Yeah.
It was people working at banks living in the projects because they didn't know how to get out. Right. So I fell in love and I stayed there for 8 years. My first 8 years of teaching was in the projects, and it was the underdogs. But my classroom was the only classroom where all the kids came in uniform.
Yeah.
Yep. It was just, I knew how to connect with the underdog because I was that underdog. Because I had a 0.923 GPA, and by me going back to the same university, I kept that GPA. I didn't get a new one. So I had to bring that up so I could graduate. So, and then I from Chicago, I was in Bellwood. And I went to Bellwood, and I was coaching at Proviso East. And at the time I took cheerleading, it was an underdog. They was going through coaches, literally girls cheering pregnant. It was like a lot going on.
Wow.
And now they was an underdog. So I always fought for the underdog, and I taught them how to fight for themselves.
Yeah, I was the most unlikely to succeed in my yearbook. They got it on the
That's in writing.
The most unlikely to succeed, Chris Brown. And
that's crazy that they would put that in.
But they put that in the yearbook.
Supposedly funny.
And class clown.
Right.
And see, but okay, now they see.
Right.
Because I never gave up.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I got written off.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens sometimes. And our kids got to know that because they label you, that don't mean that's who you are.
Oh, for sure.
Because they say something about you or your behavior. The reason why they came up with this, well, I'm not finna get into that. I'm gonna let you get into that.
But no, Miss Tibbet at Proviso West told me I would never be nothing. When I began my clinicals for education, I had never experienced racism before, and I experienced racism getting ready to graduate from Western Illinois University. So my Christian petty side, I sent out a copy of my first check. You ain't stopping.
Oh, Jesus.
I said
You say Christian petty side.
Since the first interview we had with you. That name stuck with her.
Baby, I still feel that. But she told me I would never be nothing. So it's just those little things like that where you like, okay, cool. But I think about Steve Harvey. His 6th grade teacher told him he couldn't be on TV. Told him that. And flunked him for an assignment because that's what he wrote.
No. But his mama told his daddy.
Right. That
and his
he
daddy
and
said, get in the room, and he knew he was going to get a whoop.
Sure did.
And his daddy walked in there and said, what you want to do? Do it.
Right. Go in there and get the grade. What she need, all you need from her is a grade.
Yeah.
But she can't stop you from being who you need to be. But he said he sent her a TV every year for Christmas. Because I'm on different channels. I don't want you to miss none of it.
And she said, I got too many TVs.
Like, would you stop sending me TVs though for real? Because it's too many.
Oh, he actually got a chance to see her.
Oh, he sent her TVs to her house every year for Christmas.
Wow.
Until
she still haven't found Miss Tibbetts.
I ain't looking for her. She can see me. She can find me. I ain't hard. What Deion say ain't hard to find.
Right.
I ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
But adults need to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Especially
I
teachers.
really feel like because children are innocent and they are easily their view of themselves are easily swayed. So you have an adult person in authority telling a child that, and that sticks with people.
And
now
either manifest with them.
Either one side of the house you can take that and be empowered to do the opposite, which it sounds like you did. Or the other side of the house is that some people never get past those types of things.
Yep.
Right?
So I work with teachers now to help them even strategize on what they're putting on report cards. Instead of telling a child, you talk excessively, your talking limits you from getting what you need to get done.
Right.
Now it's a limitation, it's not a weakness. But my 2nd grade teacher told me I talk too much, but now I get paid to talk.
Right.
So she didn't teach me that was my superpower. She taught me that was my weakness.
Right.
So I make sure that kids understand you have superpowers, but they're ungoverned. You need to figure out how to govern your superpowers. And that's the underdog, because they look at their grades and they think they're a failure.
Right.
But I always talk about growth over grades. So those underdogs need to understand a 0 F and a 52 F is really different. So I want you to see your growth. So when I'm doing a tracker with a kid, we track their growth, not their grade. So they'll put the percentage of their grade every week, and then they can see themselves increase. I don't care if it's 1%. I don't care if it's a 0.2, but you see the movement. So I teach them to value the growth and not the grade. And that's part of getting them to value education. Because you get a report card, it doesn't have percentage, it just has the grades.
708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. Parents, if you got any questions for this young lady, please call the Love Line, 708-223-8953, and she can maybe steer you in the right direction, because some of the things that we do and some of the things that we don't do is make sure that our kids are taken care of and we support them. I remember a story about Glenn Rivers when he was over at, I don't know if it was Washington, but he was in the grammar school in the area, and the teacher told him, put down what you want to be on the board. And he put an NBA player. And she told him, hey, be realistic about this situation. She told him, erase it and be realistic. So he went back to the board and he said, NBA player. Now, let it speak for itself.
Right.
Where's he at?
Can you hear me now?
Coaching.
Yeah.
He ain't hard to find.
50, 60, 70, 100 millions later.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't let what other people say out of their mouth destroy what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the things. And that's what's so powerful about you, because you saw something in others that elevated you to where you are.
Yeah. And I've had gangbangers in my class. I had the #1 drug dealer in Chicago as a student in 8th grade when I was in Cabrini Green. But I knew I speak to the king or the queen and the student, because I'm speaking to who you're going to be. I'm not speaking to who you are. And they have always said, like, you didn't talk to me like everybody else. Because see, sometimes teachers see kids as failures because they flunked their class. You're not a failure. You failed at that moment or on that test, but you're not a failure. So I began to speak to who they could become and teach them how to do that. Regardless of your grades, you still can be amazing. And I used to hide the fact that I flunked out. Oh, I didn't tell people that. And I'm a teacher. Why would I tell you I flunked out? But then one of my coaches, so I teach them, I have a coach. One of my coaches taught me, that's your story. Yeah. That's your testimony. And then it makes your triumph even better. but I had to get there, and I have to get them to understand. I did too.
And they can
So let's
relate.
go.
It gives
Right.
them hope, you know.
Right, because your kids look at you and be like, you ain't been through nothing.
Right.
You ain't did nothing because they see you at this state. They
Right.
don't know from which you've come.
And this is to me, it's a joy, because when you turn the corner and people don't know your story, then when they hear your story, it's like,
Oh yeah.
what?
Oh man, I promise you, they
Now
like
you
you
more
what?
respected at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
And that's how you reach the kids, because a lot of our kids, they're grabbing, they're trying to grab something and to elevate them. And this is what we need. And one of the things that I want you to share with us, how important is it to educate people on mental health, mental illness in the education system? How important is that?
It's very important as long as it's done correctly. And I think it's just not identifying or something's wrong. It's what's the strategies to make it, to get better or to work through that. They have mental health days in school now where you yeah.
My son.
Where you what?
You take a mental health
call
day.
in, and my son gonna be absent today. He's taking a mental health day. Now, I was talking to my student. I post on social media like, okay, educators, what do y'all think of mental health days? Now, I'm old school. I'm 57. So your mental health days is Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you get your mental health together, that's on Saturday and Sunday. But but if they're overwhelmed or they're stressed, his face, if they're overwhelmed or stressed, they can stay home.
Yes.
So my question is, I don't have a problem with mental health days. I have a problem with what you do when you take the day off.
Right.
Because if you're overwhelmed, are you de-stressing? Are you organizing or structuring yourself so you're not? Because if I take a mental health day on Tuesday and I stay home and I play the game and I chill and I sleep and I get my rest, that same stress that was on me on Monday and I took off on Tuesday, but I did not develop or work on any strategies on Tuesday, I'm going to be overwhelmed again on Wednesday. So mental health days should not be used to just sit and do nothing. Like figure out what the stressors are, figure out, unless it's something, clinical, but figure it out and then work on that. So I feel it's necessary as long as it's utilized correctly.
I take some of them days, but I never considered it a mental health day.
Now, are you talking about as a kid or talking about as an adult?
Now.
Well, see, that's you got stress.
Yeah.
We got real
Still
stress,
mental health day.
But they're not taking care of most of them, not taking care of other people, though. You taking care of other people. So sometimes you take a mental health day because ain't nobody at home in daytime. So now you can really get some right. But these kids are staying home doing nothing.
Right.
And the parents let them sleep.
I don't agree with that. So
but because they took out perfect attendance. They don't emphasize perfect attendance.
It's a balance. I just think sometimes I think this generation is coddled a little much in some cases. I know that there is a fine line. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I don't proclaim to be. I know mental health.
But you're a parent.
I am.
And you have a kid.
There is a balance.
It's in high school.
And I think that, how do I say this correctly? I understand that people truly have mental illness, and I'm on board with people getting and seeking the help that they need in order to navigate through it. But I also believe that part of what makes us who we are is pushing through those tough moments. Like you got to have grit in order to survive in this world.
I agree.
And I think we protect our kids sometimes a little too much from the inevitable, which is the world is not going to be as liberal as we are with them when it comes to certain things. Yes.
Yeah.
And there's an influx. There's an influx of young adults going into the work world and they
not knowing what to do.
Right. And they quit. This don't feel right. She didn't like me.
Yes.
I don't like this. It's not comfortable.
Absolutely.
It's not comfortable. That's because you don't have to pay to keep your lights on.
Yes.
Because if I got to keep my lights on, you ain't gonna bother me today. You figure out how to get through.
Yes.
But and they quitting jobs. They have 12 jobs on their resume, and they think that means they are qualified.
Yes.
As opposed to longevity and
stability.
All of those. Yeah. They don't think like that. So I think we're doing them a disservice if we allow those mental health days to be used as rest days. Because if it was that serious, what did you do on Saturday and Sunday? Like if they need rest, are you allowing them to rest on those days?
So you saying they should be required maybe to do an assignment?
I think not assignments. I think the parents should take over what they're doing. So if they're at home, it depends on what's the stressor. So if you have too much homework and you overwhelmed, let's get organized. Let's write down a list of all of the things that you need to do. Let's get through it. And I'm going to give you a day to catch up on your work. Now that's a de-stressor. I'm giving you strategies. I showed you how to organize. I showed you how to get everything together. Now, do you have the worksheet that's due, that you missed, that's late? Do you have that? Let's find that. Let's figure out how to get everything together. Now, as a parent, I know my kid struggles in that. I can't sit down with you on Tuesday and then by Thursday, you got it all together. Now, I need to create a system in the house that helps you get more organized. So I need to own some of that. But now our kids, what are they stressing over? Are they stressing because you have allowed them to do 17 different things, 5 different programs? They're on cheerleading here. They're on tumbling over here. They in an honors program. They got all of this. Then they're at church and they're in children's ministry. They got all these things going on. I had one job when I was in school. School. My father said I couldn't get I snuck and got a job at Carson's. My father found out and he was like, "You're done." He took me up there and gave him back the check. He was like, "She quits. Your job is school."
I wouldn't.
Your job is school.
I'm gonna need that check back though.
But let me tell you what, he was like, "You don't need money. I give you everything you need. You don't need money.
I agree.
You ain't gonna miss out on nothing." I don't want you to get comfortable making, at the time, probably was $5 an hour. That's not what I want for you. But if you make that $5 an hour and you get that little $100 a week, you like, oh, I'm at 15 you are. You winning. You balling at 15. But you're going to get comfortable at that level. There are friends that went to work we were in high school, they went to work and they was getting money. And I was mad because I couldn't. That's why I stuck and got a job, because I was mad. Yep. What happened? I went to college and came back. They still there. I came back and went into a school making 15 times more than them. But I didn't get to understand, because we have a microwave generation, they don't appreciate the journey. They want instant gratification. Financially, I want to be an influencer. I want the money now. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with education, but instant gratification. Now you can go to a job and work, and at the end of the night, you get your pay. I said, what? They don't have to wait till payday? Not at all. They can get their pay at the end of the night.
I need to know what that said.
But that's competition. That's competition with Uber and Lyft, because they getting paid. So this is like Target. These are reputable, stores. You can opt in to get paid at the end of the night, or you can let your check build up. And they still take your taxes, but they take an additional fee. But because this generation is about instant gratification, they're not adding up that $2.99.
The money that they taking away.
The money that they taking away. So if I take $2.99 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for every day you work, I get an extra $2.99 plus the taxes out your check. Come on.
Right. They're
not thinking long term.
Now you got $2 at the end of the week.
Exactly.
So with that being said, what programs do you put together for the parents of the children that got little struggles or whatever the case might be? Is it something that you guys do for the parents to teach them?
So currently, the conference we're giving on Saturday, parents are welcome to come. At the same time, we are under a generation of parents that the majority of them did not go to college. So the value of education is different now. Not everyone, I said majority. So now I'm trying to get them to understand, and college is not the only way to be successful. I know that you can go into a trade, but most African-American families in my generation, you going to college. You going to college, whether you're going to be successful or not, that's your journey, because that's what success was. Because we have all these send-offs and all this stuff, but then we decrease the value of that, and now it's on prom. They spend thousands of dollars on prom, but we're not valuing the educational journey. So that journey piece is missing. So what we do with the parents, so what we're doing on Saturday, so it's about getting to the fork in the road. Do I go to college or do I go on a career? Which way do I go?
Yeah, I've seen some amazing things with that telephone. I've seen some kids put together some videos. That's unbelievable. It's just like they're doing this as if they were producers and directors of
amazing.
A movie, the way they do that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, so I get what you're saying.
Right. Then you got Facebook. They send you a check. So you think you winning because now you're going to create
I ain't got
more.
my check yet.
Right.
Unless
Set
they
it up,
send
you
it to the wrong
I
address.
think I put my check away.
Let me tell you,
By
but they
accident.
send it to you, so you think instant gratification. So the more I make, more videos, more posts I make, then I get more money. But you don't understand, if that platform closes, you have nothing. They have all your content.
Yeah.
So
Which
you
I
have to
believe will happen
right.
at some point.
Yeah.
And if you do certain podcasts on certain podcast platforms, they own your content and it's in the writing, but you don't think about the small print because we're not part of the journey. We're on the gratification of finishing up, right? Let's just get to the end. So our kids need to understand that, but our parents as well. Because I have parents that say, you need to get a job. What are you telling them? You're not saying finish school. You're saying you need to get a job. So then when they go out to get a job, their grades drop. Now you're mad because their grades drop. But see, it's the parents, because you can check, parents can check grades. They can go online now. I don't believe there's an institution where you can't check grades electronically.
Yeah.
You can't get mad about the report card no more.
Nope.
Like you shocked. Why you shocked? It was the same last Thursday. You didn't check it. So
now I will say, as a parent, that part is easy. But earlier you talked about strategizing and trying to assist your kid with organization skills and things of that nature. But because everything now is electronic, it's hard to help a kid with their homework.
I agree.
Right. But what's the stressor? Is it unorganized or is it the work itself?
Just not having the technical skills. Not everybody is tech savvy. A lot of
schools
these parents
host nights though.
Yeah.
Most schools I know, they host tech nights for parents in English and in Spanish.
Okay, get into the tech night now, because I'm telling you, I'm slow when it comes to it. All my kids are doing what they're supposed to do. I'm a little bit older, but at the end of the day, you got to get into those programs, because if you want to keep up, it's very important that you know what to keep up with and how to keep up, because this our technology, the new age way, all of this is crazy. But whatever.
Look, check this out. I learned this. I call it the grocery store theory. My mother taught me this. She lived in Plainfield, Illinois. She was one of the first Blacks in her community. She went to the store. She said, I kept asking the man behind the counter, y'all got ham hocks? He said no. She kept asking every week. She would go back. So whichever butcher or whoever was behind the counter, she kept, y'all got ham hocks? Y'all got ham hocks? All of a sudden they got ham hocks.
Yeah,
she asked, how did y'all get this in demand?
Yeah.
So as a parent, if I go to the school and say, I don't understand technology, I need y'all to teach me. Okay. I don't understand technology, but I want to learn. They will create that, or they will have someone meet with you and show you how to do all of that. And they've done that. But we as parents, we have to know what we don't know and ask for the information. Because if we're relying on our kid, now just like they have the kid come up and translate for the parent. What kid?
Yeah.
Gonna translate? He ain't doing what he's supposed to do in that language. We don't even know what they're saying.
I've witnessed that before too.
Oh,
right, they
God.
really do it. And it's
I've
like,
witnessed
okay,
that.
come on, for real, dog. Like, no, use an app or something, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at that point. But schools are providing, and they become mandated to do so. They walk you through FAFSA. They walk you through all of that. So November 1st was early announced. You're supposed to announce what college and stuff you're going to. I got kids. Haven't even, like, you don't even start the process, the college app process, the common app process, where you can apply to several schools at one time. Are you requiring that you do this? Now, one of my schools, the counselors sit in the library every Tuesday. Come, fill this out. Come, we'll help you do it. We'll help you do it. Did they go? No. But at the same time, it's in the newsletter. It's everywhere, going out to the parents. But then it's cute because graduation coming up. We're going to have a big party, prom coming up. We're about to do this. In August, your baby not going nowhere. Your baby not going nowhere. And it's a lot of parents that say, you need to fill out your college application. Did you do them yet? Did you do them yet? They ain't never filled out an application. Mm-hmm. One kid told me it's not like high school, just go to the next grade. Because they didn't fill out an application to go to the next grade. They didn't fill out an application to go to the next school. They didn't fill, but we assume that they know. You assume I know what I haven't been taught.
Yeah.
And you being a visionary, you looking at things from a different angle, you looking at things from the hood to the helmet to the hood, and now you're an administrator, you're an educator. Now you're a doctor, and you developed this program. Tell us about this program you got coming up, the Black High School Conference.
So the reason we do the conference is, for one, I've found a lot of our Black high school students are not ready for the next in their now. they're not ready for the next. So they get caught up in the things that are happening right now. So when I began to ask, so what are you going to do after high school? I have kids that's graduating in 3 weeks. What's next? What's next? But from those conversations, they begin to say, well, what should be next? What do I need to do? So I started a Black males group called Senior Kings. Just the Black males. Okay, let's talk about your next. I brought my godson in. Come talk to them about their next. What was your next? And he's he looks younger, so they talking to him, but we understand that they weren't ready.
So they wouldn't talk to me, huh? Because I look older.
But they'll talk to you because they probably don't have a father figure though.
Yeah.
So that love.
I would love to talk to them kids.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
But they truly would, because that's part of it, because they need to understand and they need to hear it. They want me to do a male program. I'm like, I can't. They like, yes, you can. But here's the thing. You need to hear it from a Black male. But I'm going to still tell you, because I ain't going to let you just not get the information. But you need to hear it from a Black male. And when those kids are not ready, I began to say, okay, we need to do something. So on top of that, we have a new person in our district that does career and college focus, college readiness. So she did some career days. She could not get one African-American to come in and represent a business, a job, a career, or anything. So I said, I can get some Black people. Hold on now. Let me get this expo together. So that's why we opened a conference with Black-owned businesses and Career Expo. So we have about 20 businesses and careers represented, where the kids can just walk and talk to people. How did you do this? What do I need to do? All of that.
U.S. Bank, NAACP.
So the financial, and we're doing financial literacy, because I keep hearing kids are not ready. I really want to do a credit card, get them ready for credit cards, because when you walk on the college campus, you sign, they're going to give you a credit card. You're like, oh, free money. No, loaned money. But they don't get that. So financial literacy is being done by U.S. Bank. And then we have the expo. And then we also have colleges admission directors coming to talk to the kids about the college process. And getting the parents are there as well. And getting the parents to understand they may change their major because they get exposed to something new. So changing a major is not
a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. Or they're like, I didn't know. Like, you get these people, I'm gonna be a nurse, I'm gonna be a doctor. They can't stand the sight of blood, baby. This ain't
that
it.
ain't for you.
But but they've never saw blood.
To know.
To get there to understand that, right? To know that. And then we have ROTC coming that connects them to the armed forces, because there's different routes. And here's the thing: at least if you decide to go to into the armed forces and it doesn't work out, you got money to go to college. If you don't stay, you just stay one stand. At least you have money to go to college, because what happens when you get 25 or 30, you're like, I should have went to school.
Use your resources.
You got resources. So they can start JROTC at a younger age and then get more money when they get ready to go, if they decide to go. And then we have a panel of African-American female judges. I didn't know, grown me, I didn't know that in college you can major in anything and then you can go get a degree in law and become a judge. I thought you had to major in law, all criminal, all of that, all the way. No, so these female judges are coming on and talking to the kids as well. So we have different organizations that donating stuff. So the NAACP sponsors the water for the conference. They donate different things. They'll also be there recruiting children to be in their program. But they're a great supporter of our district. And who else is going to be there? We'll have people just walking around that are amazing by themselves. But the different businesses, it's this banana pudding twist. That company, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's banana pudding, but she make it with shortbread cookies instead of vanilla wafers, baby.
That girl came out real fast.
All walks of people been asking me, is the banana pudding lady coming?
Yes.
And I'm like, yes. So that right, but that's our culture though. So we bring that in, and I actually have soul food dinners with the students. So we talk about soul food and different things like that, where it comes from. But the reason for the conference is to get the kids ready for their next in the now. And at first, usually we did this last year. We separated the parents from the students and they went on a different track. So this year, the parents are going to the workshops with the students. So therefore, they can hear the same information. We can also hold them accountable, and we get these kids where they need to be on their next journey. Last year, we had 29 different high schools show up.
Oh, that's great.
Wasn't bus loads, but if it was 5 from one high school, 10 from another, 20 from but 29 different high schools are represented. And one of our partners is Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Chi Sigma Omega chapter, they are providing all of the volunteers. So we have 100 volunteers on that day. They get to see Black Greeks doing something positive, giving back.
Yeah, we're gonna Lady Z gonna have her pinky green stuff there.
Yeah, shoot.
Yes.
I'm so mad I
She
hadn't
gonna be
seen that. I would
yeah.
have been definitely
Yeah,
promoting that
I
event.
seen
It
it.
sounds really dope.
Mhm.
I know it's called Black Topia
The
Experience.
Black Topia Experience. Yes.
So I'm assuming it's geared towards African American.
yes,
students.
all are welcome, but it's the
Right.
information is going to be geared towards African Americans.
Now that's what I
Right.
was going to ask you. Do you foresee any other nationalities coming through? And
Last year we had a couple.
okay,
Yep, and we invite the staff at all schools, and
yeah,
we do all of that. Anyone can come, just the information,
right.
the music, all of that. So our host is JC. She's from Maryland, but she's the HBCU college football host. So she bringing that HBCU feel up in there,
Okay.
and she's a Delta. And then our DJ flies in from South Carolina. He got a different swag. So it's really bringing the energy and who can be in the room. And our directors for our admissions directors are 3 male doctors,
Okay.
Wow.
Black male doctors
Oh,
that are
wow.
doing their thing.
Man, when I first
And it's free.
yeah, that's the key. When
Yeah,
I
bring
saw
your
it,
son.
yeah, when I saw it, it said Black Conference for High School Students. I was like, that's interesting. Let me go ahead and put her out here on the
Amen.
page, and let me get it, because we need that.
Mhm.
And what more than we need, there's some parents that are borderline. Some parents are elevated and they understand how the process go, but there's some of those parents that just don't know.
Mhm.
Right.
They just don't.
Right.
They don't get it. And we need them to come to these conferences so they can get a chance to get it. We need somebody to talk to them and inspire and encourage them
Right.
Mhm.
to go to the next level.
What I learned, Chris, you have to meet parents where they are.
That's right.
You have to meet anyone. You're trying to get them to move. You just can't say, come here, come here,
Mhm.
come here. You got to go get them and bring them here. And that's why I believe I've been so successful, because I'm anointed at going to get you here. Because if I tell you I'm gonna pick you up, who wants to be picked up 5 blocks from their house?
That would see. Listen,
Right. I got to come to your house.
that was one of the reasons why I enjoy being a police officer, because I met the guys where they are.
Mhm.
If you're a drug dealer, I understand.
Right.
If you're a
You're still
gangbanger,
human.
I understand.
Right.
But look, there's some rules to all of this.
All of it.
So now at the end of the day, this is how the rules go. And we're going to work together. I understand what you're doing. I understand how you got into what you were doing. But along the way, I don't want to see you get caught up.
Right.
So let me give you another set of steps.
Mhm.
You can do the same thing, but in another way. I remember the school, May School, on the west side of Chicago. I went to May School, and the teacher was teaching them how to do math using drug examples.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all
Dang.
remember that.
I do not.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
taking it too far.
Right.
Well,
That's what it is.
and yeah, that's why, and it became a big issue, and it was on the news and everything like that. They eventually got rid of them, but that's how they was learning. That's how they was counting bags.
I was going to say, believe it or
Wow.
not, I've seen a lot of, I mean, not that I'm around a lot of drug dealers. I'm just saying they are very great with math. I want
Yeah,
to say that.
yeah.
But I'll tell you this: two things. Most African American students are very strong in math, because we was going to the store at 5 making change.
Yes.
But now it's not. Other
Not the
cultures, they
same.
walk the kids and they doing all the transacting. But
Right,
now I
yeah.
knew my mom was like, "Bring me back my change.
Right.
You're going to get this. Go ahead." It wasn't like we was crossing Manheim, right?
Right.
But we knew how to go to the store and come back.
Mhm.
But there's a young man. He's not young, but his name is Dr.
Kawanja
Kajufu.
Kajufu.
He
Yeah.
has curriculum, but he uses Black analogies, selling rims. He didn't go to the drug thing, but selling rims, the candy car, all those
Yeah.
things. That's his curriculum that he created for African American students.
I love
Right.
it.
That's
So
great.
he's been around for years, and he always talks about teaching the Black student.
Man, do you know how happy we are to have you here today?
Yeah. I
And
almost
just-
called off work today, Chris. I ain't even going to lie until I realized who was going to be here. So I was
Oh,
like, she worth my presence.
I received that. Yes, God. Yes.
Well, bless you. And listen, give us the details of the conference,
Okay.
how everybody can get it, find out if there's a number. They want their children to be involved. As parents, they want to be. Tell us what they need to do.
Simplest thing you can do is go to blacktopiaconference.com.
Okay.
BlackTopiaConference.com. It takes you right to Eventbrite. You can get your tickets there. You can get a student ticket or an adult ticket.
Student ticket or adult ticket. You heard what she said. Blacktopia.com.
BlackTopiaConference.com.
BlackTopiaConference.com.
Yep.
And that's where you get your tickets. And we'll be at what school?
We'll be at Addison Trail High School.
And that's in what town?
Addison. Yep. And it is, so you can Google that. I believe, if I'm correct, it is 213 North Lombard Road, Addison Trail, Illinois, 60101. That is DuPage High School, District 88.
DuPage High School, District 88. Listen,
it's a camo theme, so be ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
You coming to fight? Are you coming?
I'm gonna be there. I think it's very important that we show support to people that are trying to do something positive, especially in our Black community, where a lot of our churches and a lot of our politicians fail. And if we got somebody that's doing something positive, let's support.
Let me tell you this. Last year, the mayor of Maywood sent a busload of kids. He sponsored a busload of kids to come. I don't know if they're coming back this year, but he sponsored them to come.
Yeah,
he reached out to me and said, I want my kids.
He was here 2 weeks ago, and he's a very smart kid. I like that kid. And
I know.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying compared to, he's a grown man, but
I'm with you.
He's a kid. This is not a kid in an embarrassing way. This is a kid in a big time way. And so we're just having fun, and we want to go. So before we leave, give some advice to the young students of how they can get to the next level. Give our students some advice, because our theme here is treat people the way you want to be treated and never give up.
I would say, so every month I study someone. So this month I'm studying Master P. And Master P, and I'll ask y'all the question that I picked up from him, and it's going to last a long time. The question is, what does McDonald's sell? Chris, what does McDonald's sell?
Processed food.
Cool. You say processed. What you say?
The best fries in America.
Best fries ever, right? So Master P says McDonald's sells consistency.
I agree.
Big Mac, then 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickled onions on a sesame seed bun since we was little.
Right.
What is it today? 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickled onions on a sesame seed bun.
They added chicken to that too.
No, they gave you a chicken option.
Right.
But they still got its consistency.
Yeah.
But the consistency is not just in the sandwich. You can go to Kentucky. You can go to Mississippi. Your Big Mac is your Big Mac.
Yes.
Your Big Mac is your Big Mac.
China.
Consistency. Get up and do what you need to do. Consistency. Show up. And you're going to be able to build up if you keep showing up. So my word for the year is consistency.
Listen, that's a great exercise, by the way. As you say, studying somebody once a month.
That's I watch their interviews. I read their books for 1 month, every day. That's every morning. Listen to it.
It's an Afro channel that I was looking at this morning with Master P, but they was talking about Run DMC, and their struggles how they became who they are, and you'd be surprised how the culture has changed up under the rap game and the rap
Run
music.
DMC didn't even have a contract with Adidas.
That's crazy.
Now they got the shoes that they holding up. You should have seen all of these pictures and posters and stuff they had. They went through the entire family. I'll get it and I'll find it for you, but it's very important. So, ladies, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. VaLarie Humphrey.
VaLarie.
Okay, there you go, VaLarie.
I'll take it.
But listen, everybody, to all our supporters, to all our people that show us love and our followers and stuff like that, we want to just say thank you. And remember, treat people the way you want to be treated and never give up. God bless you.
Just got dressed, need something to get into. Pretty girl on deck, she just wanna have fun too. She know how to roll one, if I need her to come through. Turn up, we best friends. All two we follow, she want to. Female version of my